Because they don't know how to tell a story, we've gotten this reaction from the fan base. Basically, from the moment the Acolyte came out, it got absolutely blistered by fans. And really, as it went on, episode 3, episode 4, it just continued to get worse. Now, I don't think it's going to go any lower than 14%. It's sitting there at 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. And we immediately saw the reaction from the media blaming review bombing. Anytime that fans disagree with the woke shill critics, it's called review bombing. Never the other way around. It couldn't possibly be that maybe the reason that the activists, that the people that are critics, maybe the reason they're giving this a good score is 1, to keep their access, and 2, because it aligns with their way of thought, with their idea of what should be inserted into entertainment. But the vast majority of fans hate this thing. Guess it's not a surprise that Leslye Headland is also speaking out and effectively saying, well, of course, we knew this would happen. It's sad, but it's to be expected by the Star Wars fan base. The Acolyte showrunner speaks out on the Star Wars show's review bombing. Leslye Headland, showrunner of Star Wars The Acolyte, has spoken out about the review bombing campaign against her Star Wars TV show.
Jesus
and she
Christ.
thankfully seems to be in good spirits. The Acolyte struck a nerve amongst certain audiences well before it even premiered, which made The Acolyte a target of review bombing on sites like Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic. Now, the Star Wars TV show sitting at 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Headland has finally gotten to speak her piece. When prompted by Collider, Headland is given a chance to respond to this phenomenon, which she insists was expected. Headland shares the truth that, quote, if you're in the Star Wars fandom, I think you already know what review bombing is. And it's not that it isn't concerning, but I think it's pretty expected. And they talk about like Revenge of the Sith, which I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Revenge of the Sith. I do know that like 14 years ago, there was a glitch on Rotten Tomatoes where 32 million people reviewed Revenge of the Sith. So that obviously didn't actually happen. And they like got that reverted to what it was originally. I think it was just like a behind the scenes glitch, but it's just so weird that they continue to do this. And you know what? Was it expected? Yes, because they set it up from the beginning. They knew that they were putting out dog shit. Leslye Headland blamed fans preemptively. Kathleen Kennedy blamed fans preemptively. They knew they had a massive pile of shit on their hands. And now they've been doing everything they can. Instead of taking the blame for themselves, they want to push it back on the fan base.
Yeah, where was, again, I asked the question, where was this review bombing from Mandalorian season 1 and season 2? Where was the review bombing? No one has an answer for that. People liked it. People can say that you have problems with, I'm not asking about individual opinions. I'm talking about the masses that voted 92%, 91%, whatever the fuck it is for those 2 seasons. And then season 3 suddenly has a 51%. So did season 3 get review bombed? Was there a review bombing campaign for season 3? And if there was, why was there a review bombing campaign for season 3? It makes no sense. And they're never going to put anybody like us in the room with these clowns to actually ask those questions because they can't answer these questions. It's all bullshit. I bring up the second Shaft film with Samuel L. Jackson from 2019. Why does that have a 94%? It's an all-black cast with a black director. Why does that have a 94% from the fans and a 30-something% from the critics? 34 from critics, 94 from fans. Did the critics review bomb Shaft? Because
they hate black people.
Because they can't stand black people in it. It's just nonsense. No one has a problem with different stories and different perspectives on things. They have a problem when you, Hollywood, are constantly telling us that you have to check off social justice checkmark boxes. That inherently ruins the story because you're proving that you're not worried about the story first. You're worried about the agenda first. It's so stupid. And you have all these people that I can't say the word that I would like to call them, asking questions that will not actually call them out. So when Leslye Headland is sitting there talking about review bombing, I think the logical question would be, well, where was the review bombing for Black Panther? Where was the review bombing for Mandalorian?
Yeah, it's because she's talking to Collider. Where they're like, right. Oh my God, I love what you did. I think it's so great that we finally have queer-coded characters so openly in Star Wars. Can you tell us a little bit about how you liked to scissor people when you were younger and why that really made you think that you should put this in Star Wars? Like, that's the type of interviewers that they have for these things. And you know what? Those are the only type of interviews that Disney or Lucasfilm would allow to talk to these people. That's why you get Black Nerds of Color or like Lady Black Gamers, like these type of like small, like 800 subscriber YouTube channels or something that end up getting access to this type of shit in all of the with all the interviews and castings that they did leading up to the Acolyte. Right? They don't have people with massive platforms if they think they're going to hold them accountable or ask them tough questions. They just don't.
Yeah.
And the people that are there that might be in the middle somewhere, they're too scared to rock the boat and get their credentials pulled that they want to actually ask a question like that.
Yeah, because like we have accepted that we are never going to get any, real like access, and I'm fine with that. I don't need access. I don't want access. I don't want to see films early, and all of that. It's not what I want. I just want shit to be good and entertaining so we can enjoy it. That's it. Like, and that's exactly the type of fan that they hate. They want people that need to be in the inner circle. We need to be included. We need to have access to show how cool we are so we can post on our Instagram and make people think that we're a big deal. That's the type of people they're looking for. I don't give a shit about all that. The idea of it was cool a long time ago whenever shit wasn't so watered down with identity politics, but I don't care about any of that. And I think most people that I'm connected to don't really care about that. I'd say 10 years ago, we probably would have all thought it would be cool to be connected to Lucasfilm. You know what I mean? But not now. Nobody gives a shit about that.
I don't want some fucking tour with Dave Filoni. Fuck that. God, imagine, bro. Imagine if I went on that tour with all like the Star Wars YouTubers with Leslye Headland and Dave Filoni in a room. I would be so fucking annoyed, and everybody would be annoyed with me too.
I can't confirm if this is 100% real, but it was sent to me. But speaking of someone that does have direct access to Lucasfilm, but I'm blocked on Twitter, so I can't actually confirm if this is real. Look at this. That's a Star Wars Explained. This old lady. Got a few things I have to get done today, plus not really feeling like celebrating this particular holiday. That's the type of shill right there that Lucasfilm's looking for right there. Not really interested in celebrating this particular holiday.
Did she put anything out for Juneteenth?
God, I fucking hate Disney Star Wars.